We want to tell y'all the truth about friendship.
What don't they say? Stuff they said you was a fighter.
Okay, I did been in a couple of
altercations.
I have had my share.
A friend is somebody who will die so that you can live.
And friendship could never be true if you got to lie to each other. Let's deal with that.
Absolutely. One of the things that you taught me, you were just like, hey, you just got to keep people around and appreciate people at the level of friendship that they're willing to give you.
We want to tell y'all the truth about friendship.
About friendship, for real. In the end, the good outweighed the bad. Welcome and hello everyone to Besties of Birmingham podcast. I am your host, Cicely Holt.
And I'm your host, LaTanya Seals.
And we are the Besties of Birmingham. So we're finally here, Seals. We are finally here, girl.
And when she says finally, it's important that you understand that this is our first episode, but God has put this heavy on our heart for a couple of years.
Absolutely.
And the truth of the matter is, every time we got ready to release anything regarding friendship, the enemy will attack our relationship.
Absolutely.
We found ourselves in unnecessary battles with friendship. And so we finally just realized in 2025, we're going all in. And we believe that it's important for Besties of Birmingham for you guys to see it as well, because again, we come to encourage, we come to motivate, we come to restore, and we come to lift up. And I just don't believe there's a lot of friendships out there that's withstanding the attacks of the enemy.
Absolutely. You know what, as we were getting prepared for today, I was just thinking about when we first became friends. Oh my God. I can remember being honest, Seals. I was in a season of my life where I really needed a friend, but didn't know I needed a friend.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes you don't know what you need until you actually really need it, or actually until you get it. And I can remember we were, you remember the cruise that we went on?
Absolutely. How could I forget?
Yeah, it was the cruise. Now let me tell you something. They had talked about you real bad, Seals. They had talked about you real bad. And so I wasn't trying to be your friend.
So let's bring some clarity on this part, okay? So before we became friends, like many of you, most people have a reputation or they have floating rumors. Some to be true, some to be untrue. So what she's basically saying is she had already heard about me before she got to know me.
Absolutely.
So what kind of stuff you had heard about me?
So let me say this to you. You know, she said some stuff is true and some stuff is not true. Well, most of the stuff they said Seals was true.
What?
Yeah. I mean, it was true, but in the end, the good outweighed the bad.
Okay, so what did they say?
Stuff they said you was a fighter.
Okay, I did been in a couple of
altercations.
I have had my share.
And in the time we've been friends, we've been friends since what, 1997?
A little longer, somewhere up in there.
Yeah, about 1997. And so I've been around.
So they said that I was a fighter. I'm not gonna do. Now, one thing about me is, again, I love God, but we're going to keep it honest, we're going to keep it true, and we're going to keep it raw. There's no way to help you unless we be honest. I have been a fighter. I'm not going to deny that. I've been in a couple of altercations that has had to lay hands without oil. Okay, that's the old me. I'm working on me. Okay, I'm working on me. So what else did they say about me?
So they said, you were loud, but I was okay with that because I'm loud.
They sound loud?
They said you was loud.
Oh, absolutely. God. Okay.
That was okay.
That's true though.
And so I remember I wasn't in church. You weren't in church though, right? And so I don't know who was it. Somebody invited me to go to this cruise, and I knew that it was a lot of members from Doers of the Word that were going.
Okay.
I wasn't a member at that time.
Okay.
Yeah. I was just kind of in and out. And I remember us getting on the bus, and your husband was sitting at the seat with you. And somehow, some way, I ended up getting up there with you. I don't even remember how I got to sit by you. I don't know how that happened. And so we went to Miami. Was it Miami?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I know it was to the Bahamas.
Okay, it was, okay. And so we rolled the whole way there, and you start asking me, they said you was nosy.
They said I was nosy too. Oh my God. Okay.
And so you start being nosy.
Okay.
So I said to myself, well, they sure said she was nosy, right?
Okay.
And so then you asked me, you asked me about, how many kids I had, what did I do for a living and all that. And then I told you, you married? I said, no, I'm not married. And you said, okay. I said, yeah. I said, I got a baby daddy.
I remember.
You remember that? Yeah. I said, I got a baby daddy, and he in jail. You said, he in jail? I said, yeah, he in jail. And I remember. Yeah. And I said, I'm going to wait on him. And you said, now how long he going to be in jail? I said, he got 13 years. You said, he got 13 years?
You said, not only did you say, I'm going to wait on him, you said, I'm going to wait on him and I'm going to marry him.
Yeah,
that's what you said.
That's what I said.
You was going to wait 13 years.
13 years.
To marry somebody in jail. That's what you said.
Sure.
That's what you said.
I said, you said, now you sure about that? I said, yeah, I love him.
Yeah.
And I want you to meet him.
That's what you told me.
You said, I want you to meet him. Now get this now. Literally, it was already set up from the foundation because we only were writing, and I literally had told you all of my business, and I felt comfortable with telling you all of this.
Yeah. Well, I was nosy, so yeah, maybe I pried you. I don't know.
Yeah, you did ask a lot of questions.
Okay, all right, okay.
And so we got to Florida, whatever, and we went on a cruise and all of that stuff. And then when we came back, I think we exchanged numbers. We did. And I was adamant about you meeting my man in jail.
Yes, you took me to the city of Birmingham.
It was not the city. It was the county.
The county. What goes to real serious crime. That's when you took me.
So I took you down to the county.
Yes, you did.
And you went to the back, and I introduced you to him. I said, this is my friend, and this is my baby daddy, or whatever. And then we came out there, we was on the curb, and you looked at me, you said, now I don't know about that. I don't know about waiting on nobody for 13 years. I said, but I really love him. And you said, I just don't know about that. And that was actually the beginning of our friendship.
Hi, my name is LaTanya Seals, and I'm super excited to be one of the voices of Besties of Birmingham. I'm a 48-year-old African American, and I've been fortunate to be married to a wonderful guy, Nakia Seals, for 29 years. Together, we share 3 children with 1 grandchild, and God has added to our life and given us 1 son-in-law. I work for Southwest Airlines. I've been there about 17 years. My passion is traveling, but my calling is ministry. I serve as co-pastor of Doers of the Word Christian Outreach Ministry, which is a non-denomination ministry in Birmingham, Alabama. I'm super excited about Besties of Birmingham, where we get to uplift God, but we get to tell you the truth about real friendship. Welcome to Birmingham's Besties of Birmingham podcast, where God is exalted and the truth is told.
We became friends, by meeting each other heading on a cruise.
Okay.
Yep.
And it's amazing because friendship is a mutual respect. It's a mutual bond.
Absolutely.
And my beginning of friendship looks different than yours.
Okay.
And I remember that. I remember the whole conversation. I remember going into the cruise. I remember meeting him at the county jail. We had to be pretty crazy to be doing stuff like that, to go to the jail, and he didn't even know that I was interviewing him like, hey, this dude is not it for you.
Hi, my name is Cicely Hold, and I am so excited to be one of the hosts of Besties of Birmingham. I am 49 years old. My story is definitely not like LaTanya's. I'm on my 2nd marriage, okay? I've been married to the amazing Pastor Roderick Holt Sr. for now 10 years. Together we have 8 children. He has 4 children. I actually gave birth to 2 children, and I actually fostered another 2. So that has given us a total of 8 kids. We have together amazing grandchildren as well as great grandchildren. But I'm telling you, the love of my life is my little Hopper Rose. To Hopper Rose, I'm called Yaya. And so she's now 2 years old, and she is just the highlight of our life. I've been an entrepreneur now for probably about 5 years. And so I'm also the co-pastor of Lighthouse Church Ministries, where I co-pastor with my husband. I'm also a life coach, a mentor. And my main thing is just about doing the will of the Father. I'm just really excited about what God is going to use us to do through this podcast. I already see relationships being restored. I'm talking about, I can just see friendships being renewed. I can just see so many things getting ready to happen. And so I'm excited. We're excited. And we just want you to stay with us and just enjoy the ride. Again, welcome to Besties of Birmingham.
But my friendship to me with you took a turn 23 years ago.
Okay.
And it was when I had my son, and he was a month old, and I flew to California. At that time, we were living in California.
Absolutely.
And I flew to California, and I never forget when I got there, you was living a life in California, and I mean, it just seemed perfect. It just seemed perfect. I mean, when we talked over the phone, everything was always together. You would send me gifts, and it was just like you had a nice life. You had moved, left Birmingham, and you had moved to California. You was with your baby dad, and you know, you was just Sicily. Now
The second baby dad.
Now I need to say this up front. It's no need of taking you down unnecessarily.
Okay.
I really didn't hear bad things about you. I really did. I didn't. I think I heard things like you were spoiled and you came from a well-to-do family.
Okay.
I think at one time you were so spoiled because you did not have a good work ethic, because you never worked the job and you kind of dealt with guys in the street. The rumor was your mom worked for the state and your mom helped y'all a lot.
Oh, okay.
You know, but to be honest, I never went by the rumors. After I got to know you, I knew that your mom was not your source of income, but I really didn't hear bad things about you. To be honest, I didn't hear bad things about your family. I really saw your family kind of like the ideal model family. I really did. When I first met you, and you know, your mom was very supportive, and your sister was in college, and your mom had her car, and I just felt like I was like the design family. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But what took a turn for me with friendship is 23 years ago when I flew to California and I got off that plane, and it was a divine connection from God. That night you sit up, and I came to your house, and you sit up that night, and that night you made open confession. And friendship could never be true if you got to lie to each other. Let's deal with that.
Absolutely.
If you find yourself in a place where you got to be somebody that you're not in front of somebody you call friend, I need you to check that connection.
Absolutely.
Friendship is one of the most authentic, genuine relationships you can have. You could tell your friend anything. I don't care. You could be like, girl, let me call you back. I need to pay the power bill before the power bill comes see me.
Yeah.
You got to be really like that. And I think it's when you told me that night when I got in off the plane that you was in California and you was homeless, and you told me that your baby dad was on drugs, and I was like, what do you mean he's on drugs? He helped you so much, and you was like, no, he goes, he get high, he be gone for days. I don't have to spend days in my car. And it was that night when you left out of the bedroom with my 1-month-old baby, I was like, this is my friend.
Wow.
Because it was like, it was nothing covered, it was everything authentic, it was like, and it made me, when I left California, it made my heart, because I knew that you was in California by yourself, you was doing life by yourself, and not a facade, but you were not in a place where you could let your hair down with everybody. I knew at that moment, Sicily is my friend.
Wow. Just even thinking back at that moment, I can honestly say I needed somebody to share that with that I knew I could trust. I couldn't share it with my mom. I couldn't share it with my family because they had already said I wasn't gonna make it out there.
Wow.
And so literally I was holding on to something that I needed somebody to carry that weight with me. And I never thought about it was that moment that I realized that you were trustworthy. Now, it's been so many things over our friendship that I can honestly say you have proven yourself to be that friend for me.
Okay.
But I can honestly say, with sharing that with you, nobody heard about that until I shared it. Like, nobody ever came to me and said, well, I heard your baby dad on drugs. Hey, I heard that, you ain't living the way that you got people think you living out there in the West Coast. I never heard that. You always checked up on me. At that time, you weren't even working for Southwest at that time. So literally, a friend is somebody who will die so that you can live. You literally, it wasn't that you were flying for free, because everybody think everywhere we go, we fly free. You weren't flying for free. You was paying for tickets. You was getting on the airplane. You was coming to see about me. Back in the day, it wasn't about cell phones. You had to pay for the long distance phone calls,
Mm-hmm.
And you were constantly and consistent checking up on me. And I got to really say, Seals, I think our relationship got stronger when I was in California. Can you kind of think about
Absolutely.
that? Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think our relationship, because for one, thank you, Holy Ghost. You know why? I got saved in the West Coast.
Sure did.
Yeah.
Sure did. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the fact that one of the things we said with our podcast is, that we would glorify God. It's important that you understand that I am your host, LaTanya Seals, but I am also a co-pastor. That's not something that you just wake up and say, I want to be a pastor, I want to be a bishop. It's a call. And I found out early in life running from it is not good. So I am a co-pastor, and Cicely is also a co-pastor. And so when we were friends initially, I was saved, meaning I served the Lord, and she was not.
Absolutely.
And so let's talk a little bit about but now I was young and I was sort of carnal-minded being saved because we would have an agreement that if I went out with her on Saturday night, she would go to church with me on Sunday.
Yeah.
We literally, can you imagine having that kind of agreement? I'm going to go to the club with you on Saturday, but you need to go to church with me on Sunday.
I used to like to go out Friday and Saturday, right? I think we used to do Brass Keto. We used to do Platinum on Tuesdays or something. Yeah. She was saved, but I was a sinner. And so I would have her to go out with me. And, Sunday morning, I literally, y'all, lived one block up from the church. And she would come over, and I would hear her knocking on her, Cicely. She'd be knocking on the door, come on, it's time to go to church, I'm gonna be late, come on. And y'all, I would just turn over. And I'll be saying to myself, baby, you done went out with me now, it's over with, I ain't going to church. And in spite of it all, you stuck it in with me.
But I would leave and I would go
Yeah, she
to
just
church.
would go to church.
I was very scared. And it's really funny because when people see us and they know you not just the co-pastor, they know you to be the renowned prophet, Lady C. My name's Cicely Hope all day. And they know me. Most people think for real I got saved because of you.
Really?
I do. I think they think like the follower of Tread, or maybe I became a minister because of you. When they let's clear that up. When they don't really know the reality, I was called in ministry first. You know what I'm saying? I was saved first. I remember you asking me one time, how does it feel to pray in the Holy Ghost? So it's just been so many things throughout of our relationship that society and judgmental and people looking at, they misjudge. But I want to dive into this friendship thing because I'm telling you, I really do believe in my heart this is what we need for right now. And one of the things we want to talk about is conflict. Because remember, we talked about our heart is to restore.
Absolutely.
And I want you to kind of think about this as you watch this. I want you to think about relationships that you have had that you either decided that, hey, you know what we say is our season is over. You know, we real quick to say our season is over with somebody, or you got one BFF 1 year and the next year, you know, they kind of like not on the radar. Let's talk about conflicts, because we have not had the perfect relationship. It is true, we are besties of Birmingham, but that has not come easy. And would you agree with that?
Absolutely.
So let's talk about restoring, because one of the things we talked about, and we both can agree that we were friends.
Yeah.
We knew that we were
Absolutely.
friends, and we do believe that God ordained our relationship. But just because God ordained a relationship does not mean that you're exempt from challenges, you're exempt from tests. So let's talk about some of our challenges we've had. One of the biggest challenges that you remember initially.
Okay. So let me say this. As you were saying that, I thought about something. I remember one time you sharing something with me. You said, always remember this. The devil gonna always fight will bring you joy.
Yes, I remember that.
Any friendship that you have, just be prepared to understand if it brings you joy, if it's fulfilling purpose. Because I believe our friendship is fulfilling purpose.
I do.
We just not just saying we're friends. We are doing ministry together. We just don't travel. We just don't shop together. We do ministry together. We tag team in the gospel together. So I believe anytime you have any type of relationship, friendship, marriage, anything, relationship with your kids, anything that brings you joy, just be prepared for the enemy to come fight.
Absolutely.
And I can remember one of the first times that we had our first fallout. I'm telling y'all. Now I gotta be honest. I'm gonna give her props. She really did teach me the value of friendship. Cause I'm telling you, she said it right. I have an amazing mom, amazing dad. I have 2 sisters. So really, I wasn't really tripping about my friend. Like, if you here today, you gone tomorrow, it's okay because I have a good family. And so I didn't value friendship. And I can remember, y'all, we had a social savings club. You remember that, Seal?
Yes, we did.
So,
I was the president. I'm not sure, but everything I've ever been in, I've always been top dog.
Now, get this. Y'all gonna see it. Y'all gonna recognize everything that she in. She always got to be the top. So she say. Okay.
Yes.
But anyway, I don't know what I was. I don't know what I was. But anyway, whatever she was, I allowed her to be there. Okay. So anyway, we had a social savings club, and we were like saving money or something.
Yeah.
For I don't know if we were saving money for Christmas.
Christmas.
It was Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yes. Christmas was always big.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that I could definitely say. Me and you both love Christmas.
We do.
Like, we would get jobs just to work to get our kids stuff for Christmas.
We did.
Right?
We did.
And so, we have a social savings club, and this day we had some type of fish fry or something.
We did.
And I used to shampoo hair, and we were at my aunt's shop, and they were outside working, making money to, for the club, and I was in the inside shampooing hair. And I'll let Tanya go ahead and tell the rest of it because she remembers it so well. What happened?
Even while you say that, it just really triggers, and I really hope people tune in, because the same way I was then, and that was about 20 years, I've had some of the same issues in ministry now.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem that happened with you with that episode that caused us to fall out is she was washing hair as a shampoo tip. And we were selling fish and selling beer again. Social Savings Club, every dime we made, it went in an account. And if you participated in the event that day, whatever we made, it was divided up. And even though we were at the salon selling fish and beer where you were working at, you thought when it was club meeting that you supposed to have been, I guess the right terminology, right words was, you should have been received equivalent to what everybody else received because you were actually there, but you was washing hair. And I said, no, you didn't work. You was washing hair. You was in there washing hair. You worked your job. Just because you was on site where we was don't mean you were entitled. Oh my God, that was the biggest.
But I feel like, I had to work. We was at the place where I work at. So what did you think? Y'all came and did the fish fry on the day that I had to work. And so I did my part before I probably did.
I don't know, but
you felt like I didn't deserve my portion.
Yeah,
that was a problem.
Yeah, and so we fell out. We at the club meeting, we fell out because my thing was I just don't believe you could get paid for doing a job you didn't do, and I still stand firm on that. You was washing hair, so you could not get your money. And so, long story short, it became such a big deal. It became such a big issue that we ended up, y'all, dissolving the social savings club in the middle of the year. It was like, give everybody back their money because here's the deal what you got to realize in friendship. Everybody has a cheerleader. And you got to be very, very careful with that because what might be good for you, in so many words, what might be an asset for you might just be a liability to somebody else. So we both had cheerleaders in the social savings club, and we just be honest, okay? My sister was in the social savings club, so she was more like, you're right, she don't deserve it. And then you had cousins in it, and it was like, you're right, you do deserve it. So we end up just swashing the social savings club and giving everybody their money. So that's what happened, and that was a big hit for our friendship. That was a big hit for our friendship behind a social savings club selling fish and beer.
Yeah, fish and beer. And remember, she was saving.
I was saving. I was selling.
But and I can remember that we fell out.
We did,
and you were in a car accident. Yeah. And somebody called me up, and I don't know who it was. They were just like, hey, Tanya was in a car accident, and I'm mad because first of all, you're my friend, and then you gonna talk about I can't get no money, and I need money. But at the end of the day, now that I'm saved, I realize you were right. And she loved to hear that.
Say that again.
You gonna recognize that as you continue to follow us, and she loved to hear she right. And so I tell her when she is right, but that was a long time ago. And so they called me, told me that she was in a car accident. And so maybe a week or so went by, and I saw, she called me up. And she said, hey, she was like, listen, just checking up on you. And I was like, yeah, I'm doing good, blase. She was like, hey, did you know I was in a car accident? I was like, yeah, I know. She was like, you knew I was in a car accident? And you mean to tell me you ain't checked up on me? And I was like, yeah, I know. And it was that moment that she taught me something about friendship that changed my life. I'm not saying this because she's sitting here. Literally, it changed my life. She said these words to me. She said, you don't ever have a person, a friend, somebody that you call a friend, and something tragic or something happens in their life, and you don't allow the altercation or what type of disagreement you all have to go on pause. All things end when tragedy comes into your friend's life. How could you know that I was in an accident and you stayed mad enough not to call and check on me? When I tell y'all, that was a game changer for me. Because when you really love somebody, it should be nothing in your life or nothing that has happened to cause you to not see about them.
You're right, absolutely.
Nothing.
Absolutely.
And that was, I wasn't even saved when she gave me that. But that has been something that I have lived by. I mean, like, I have had friends in our life skills, I guess you can agree. Like, both you and I have had friends, and we've had falling out with different friends, but if somebody died in their family, it's like, ain't nothing happened.
Ain't nothing
We
happened.
have what true friendship is about. When things happen in life, how you still knowing your girl going through? Somebody that you done shared your secrets with, somebody that for real, y'all done for real put y'all money together to get meals together, and then one thing happened or something happens, and because of the fact you call yourself still mad, you don't call and check up on them. It changed my life. And it's just not even regarding friendship, but it's just in my life, period. So, you know, it was a game changer for me. That situation helped me to really understand what friendship was made of. Because I'm going to be honest, I didn't need friends. See, and that was a lot of a problem for me because, like I said before, you don't know what you need until you need it. I really didn't know how bad I needed a seals until I really needed a seals. You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm going to tell you something. You got friends on every level, seals.
Right.
And you even, I ain't finna give her all these props, right? Y'all gonna keep continuing to follow. This is some stuff I didn't talk to, but I just gotta give her props, right? But one of the things that you taught me, you were just like, hey, you just got to keep people around and appreciate people at the level of friendship that they're willing to give you, right? Like, every friend is not gonna be that friend you can tell everything to.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah. Every friend is not a friend that you can lend thousands of dollars to. Some of them you can, but some of them you better not trust them with that type of money, right?
But they still could be your friend.
You got to keep them around because at some point, like you say, they can be used for something. And not in a bad way, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, you just got to keep them this hours.
I think you have said this to me so many times in private. You've expressed your gratitude in our relationship because the truth of the matter is that somebody has to be willing to die. There's somebody, and no, you know, a lot of times the friendship will never grow. You won't get years under your belt because nobody wants to die. Nobody wants to say I'm sorry. Nobody wants to forgive. Nobody wants to let go. This is what we talk about restoring. This is what we talking about you figuring out the value of the relationship. And even though she didn't see the value in me, I can honestly say I saw the value in her. And the truth of the matter is, I came from a broken place. And it's not about wanting to be the victim. It's not about looking for sympathy, but it's about identifying where you messed up at. And one of the issues that I dealt with was abandonment. I really did. I suffered from abandonment. And if you know anything about the spirit of abandonment, once you find one thing you like, you can't afford to lose nothing else. So allow the relationships when we fall out, and now get this, I am very thorough. If I agree with you, I agree with you. If I disagree with you, I disagree with you. So I'm not going to agree with you because I don't want to lose you. I'm going to stand for what I believe in, and at the end of the day, correct you, and then we're going to go and get us some Jimmy Nicks. But it don't always happen that way. I needed family. I really did. Now, no kick to my family. I have an awesome family. I have sisters. I have my mom. I was raised by my grandmother. But the truth of the matter is, I still had an emptiness. I had a void. And I needed friendship. I needed family. And what I was really trying to do, and I didn't realize that until counseling. Because girl, we got so much. That's why it's so important to be honest, to tune in on Mondays and click on this QR code because we got some tea that's going to take you to another level in friendship. I was messed up. I had to get a counselor. I had to see a psychiatrist. And that's when they said the spirit of abandonment is on your life. And to be honest, I couldn't afford to lose her. So even though I correct her, I couldn't afford to lose her because I had a lot of issues going on in my family life. I didn't have the best relationship with one of my sisters, and we was constantly making the news. I don't know about you, I was constantly making the news. Anything I did, man, it was spreading like wildfire. And I don't want to say, I thank God that they told you that I was a fighter, I was nosy, and everything else. But I've never been messy. I've never been messy. But now, I've never been messy, but I don't take this. And I really needed a friend. I really needed a friend. I really needed somebody I could trust.
Yeah.
And I think God showed me that, hey, this relationship is worth salvaging.
Yeah.
This relationship is worth fighting for. This relationship, I've been to marriage counselor. I've been married for 29 years. We have saw numerous of counselors. My kids have had to be coached and counseled. And God told me the same thing with this relationship.
Yeah.
It's worth saving.
Yeah.
So I'm so grateful that we are Besties of Birmingham.
Yeah.
And it is my prayer, it's my heart desire that the experience that we have experienced, every challenge, every obstacle that we have been through, girl, we want to tell you the tea.
Yeah.
I want to tell you the tea. I want to tell you about how $40 had to feed her house and my house. I want to tell you the truth about when I couldn't rent a car. I had to rent a car on her credit card. I want to tell you the truth when her husband was acting crazy. My husband had to cut my grass and her grass. I want to tell you the truth. That's our goal. But we also want you to search your heart and your mind. And we want you to think real deep on relationships that you walked away on. And I need you to make a conscious decision in 2025 if it's worth salvaging, if it's worth saving, if this is my bestie of Birmingham or my bestie of Atlanta, my bestie of Chicago, where do I fit in her life and where does she fit in my life? Trust me, y'all got too much history just to let stuff go.
And you know what, Seals, even as you were saying that, I thought about something. It's amazing. We as women, we'll fight for these men.
No, I'm saying that
stuff. We gonna fight for these men, baby. They can dog us.
Yeah.
They can do whatever.
Cheat.
Handle us in that kind of way. Talk
Use
about us.
the
Talk about
sexual disease.
everything. And we'll run behind them, and we'll believe for them, and we'll fight for them, even when it comes to our children. Mm-hmm. Our children can handle us like rag dolls. Do us any kind of way. Don't want to talk to us, we run up behind them. Even when it comes to some of our family members, we'll do the same thing. We won't chase them, we want it. But it's just amazing with friendships, we just quit to let this one go and just pick up another one. I believe it's the fact that there's no blood running between the two.
Yeah.
And because of the fact we're not family, we're not kin, it's like, hey, I can let you go. But can I tell you, the Bible even declares that a friend will stick closer than a brother.
My God.
I think you say something real good.
What I say?
Adapted it.
What I say?
You said blood clots sometimes.
Blood will clot.
One thing about blood, that ain't my blood. I ain't tripping. It is what it is. But you say it all the time, blood clot. And so I believe, just like you willing to fight for the man, just like you willing to fight for your children, just like you willing to fight for your family, man, it's some relationships you gotta fight for. I'm so grateful that you fought though. Oh, come on, that's so sweet. I'm grateful because we're now in a season again. Like Sia said, I'm telling you, y'all think y'all know some stuff.
Y'all don't know nothing. Y'all, we got some stuff to tell you.
She talking about we had to share $40. How about when we both had to file bankruptcy at the same time?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm talking about, we done been through some stuff. She had her appointment. I'm like, Sia, tell them I'm behind. I'm coming right behind
And
you.
do you know what's so embarrassing? Did y'all know when you file bankruptcy, you can't do it secretly? Did you know that is public information? They had the nerve to have my name on the wall for the court appointment. How dare you do something like that to me? And I'm already filing bankruptcy. I already got enough with the creditors. I don't need the public, but we had to file bankruptcy. We had the same season. In the same season.
Our bankruptcy in the same season. Lost our houses in the same season.
Yes.
We went through a lot. And we're going to talk about a lot of the things we went through either together, or I went through it and she went through it, or she went through it and then I went through it. It's like we know that this friendship is ordained by God.
Absolutely.
So we're just excited, and we hope that you all stay tuned in. We are the Besties
of